Hi there, Jakabanga here again. Welcome back to my vlog. So I was out sick for a week. It was difficult to keep up with the vlogging, not to speak of the Certified Technical Architect program as well as my work besides this. And also my sick family made that a bit more difficult. So I'm lagging a bit behind. Please forgive me. So let's try to make up for it, shall we? The week before this one, we're missing a video. We were talking about mainly three different components to ServiceNow. One was data strategies, then we have domain separation, and we have instance data replication. So let's just take it from left to right, shall we? So data strategies. This is about knowing the different layers of data within the ServiceNow platform and understanding how it will be sourced from different systems, that you bring data from sources of authority, and that you know who would own the different integrations, for example, as well. This becomes especially important when you think about incidents that may occur to your integrations or to your integrated third-party systems that are linked together with ServiceNow. So consider that you have some sort of wipeout and you have 10 different integrations failing at the same time that are all providing data to you. How will you now know what integration and what data you should try to recover first? To know this, you need to be able to understand the business criticality of your data. So it's not just about getting the data into the platform, it's also about understanding what applications are being supported by the specific integrations and the data, and what services in the end are supported by this. And could you perhaps provide a business criticality attribute to the different services here? So now you would then have a link from the service down to the application and the data integration layer. So you need to have this to understand what to do first, to do triaging, and you also need to have the governance around who owns it and who is accountable for reaching out to other system owners to recouple the systems and make sure that all the data is recovered. Domain separation. That is a topic you either know about or you don't know about, as is with anything else when you think about it. However, domain separation is for a niche category of clients. Often you will find managed service providers in this category here. So this may, for example, be telcos, telecommunication organizations that are allowing other vendors to resell their infrastructure and services to, again, maybe other vendors again, or to end consumers. In this situation here, you would be dependent on having a collaborationship and service management on the same platform, where you have legally different entities, organizations on it. And that does imply that you would need to have some pretty clear shutters between them. So you would not, for example, share by accident some competitive data or information between one vendor to another who may be in competition with each other while being on the same platform. Another aspect to take into consideration would be any regulations or audits that you would need to comply with that would enforce you or compel you to shutter in a security enclave your different sensitive data that maybe from within the same organization you would need to protect certain people from seeing certain things, just like with HR data in a normal setup, for example. Yeah, and domain separation. So what is it? It is, maybe I should start there, but here we are. Lucky you. Um, domain separation is kind of a compartmentalization of ServiceNow. So you would have a top domain that is essentially your normal ServiceNow instance. And then you can have, sort of like with object-oriented programming or case types in customer service management, extensions of this in different domains. So you would have a incident in the top domain, and then you would have incident in a subdomain. You could have a domain for each of the different vendors, for example, or departments within your organization that you would need to create some sort of delimiters in between. And here they would be able to have their own data and their own custom objects as well. So it's also a way to compartmentalize customization itself. So there may be some benefits, also some downfalls. For example, you will not be able to undo a domain separation. So once you're in it, you're in it. The last item we discussed a bit was instance data replication. This tool here will allow you to have a data stream between, let's say you have 3 production instances. One of them has the SIMDB and is linked to your discovery tools and authoritative sources of data that are linked into this SIMDB of this ServiceNow instance here, but you also want to refer to the same SIMDB data in the other instances, then you could employ instance data replication, where you can then synchronize the SIMDB data should it be below 3 million records. That's a limitation. So they would have the same sort of data, and should there be a difference in the schema maps models of the databases between the instances, you would also be able to do some transformation in this IDR process here. Okay, so that was a bit about data strategies, domain separation, and instance data replication. I do hope you found some of interest to you here. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to hear more of. Again, we are working closely together in our little group, making some presentations, and while the different topics that I just discussed, they are very important and something that you should know as a platform architect for sure. The value of working in a closely knit together squad, and to have this open feedback culture, that's really where the value is. So I do appreciate this experience. I will look forward to bringing you the next video on this week's content here, now that I'm getting up to speed. Thank you very much for listening in. I hope you have an excellent day.